So, welcome to my new abode. It's going to take a bit for me to get kind of more set up here to do some recording and stuff, but it's slowly getting there. I'm in my new location in Grand Prairie, and as a few of you know, I'm doing some stuff on bass for a group here in town. So I've got to do a few modifications to my setup, which is mostly meant for guitar. And bring this over here so you can see. It's my pedal board. As you can see, it's angled, and this is meant for my guitar. Now that I'm switched over to bass, what I want to do, I'll get the camera here to kind of give a little better visual of what I gotta work with here. Now I want to here we have a noise suppressor. I want to use that. I've got my tuner. I want to use that. I have a chorus, which I want to use as well. I've had really good putting the bass through this thing, the US Dream. It's been awesome. This US Dream, I guess it's kind of like a plexi pedal, but utilizing the tone, volume, and just a bit of distortion works wonders with my bass guitar. I also want to use this thing here, the Memory Boy, as well. I'm not going to use any. I have some distortion pedals here and here. This here is a big muff. I'm not going to be using that. And because I won't be using the ABY pedal here as well, and I don't really have need for this at all, which is a loop switching pedal. What this does is all of my pedals here are connected. Like, for example, this Gainiac here, yellow, is connected into the yellow on this side here. This big muff is it's got the blue input output. It's connected here, and all of these are, send and returns, so they can go ahead and be switched. So like if I wanted, say, a certain selection of pedals, I'd hit the A and it would turn on whichever pedals I have assigned to A, and then if I want B, that would assign different pedals to B. So it's kind of a convenient way of switching on and off pedals all at once, when it's actually not switching them all off. It's just picking which pedals I want to be within this line here, going through each bank. So it's a nice thing. I'm also going to keep one of these Roland EV5 pedals, which this one will be working this delay here. So in other words, my pedal board won't need the rest of this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cannibalize the pedals off of here and make a new pedal board, a smaller one that I can use just for playing bass with. So now, as I've said before, I use silicone to attach my pedals with, And this gets rid of the problem with pet hair or human hair. As you know, there's a lot of long-haired humans out there that shed, and you know, you get that on your if you're using Velcro, okay, you're going to collect up a lot of hair. So that's one thing you want to try to avoid. Now, some of you guys think, you know, using silicone would be a bad thing, like it's not tough enough. Dudes, this is strong. I'm pulling this up by the memory board. It's attached, and it ain't coming off. You know, it's not coming off unless you want it to come off. And this one had been put on recently, this Dream, and it is on there freaking solid. So it, you know, you could shake it all day. And this is a heavy board. You know, it's got a lot of weight to it. I mean, not only does it have, I'll pull it up here so you can see back. It's got all the, it's even got a couple of units in here, 9 volt. It's got a what is it called, one spot in here as well. It also, it's got a multi in the back here, kind of like this, which is, you know, built into the bottom like that. It actually comes in this way, and stuff is plugged in, and it's situated so that you don't have to worry about it anymore. You just plug this unit into your outlet to an extension cord, and you know, this whole unit here ends up on the stage and able to, you know, you're able to perform no problem. No worries about the bottom. So now I'm going to have to create a new pedal board. So the plan is to make it a lot smaller. But first off, and I don't need to switch anymore, because with the bass guitar, I'm going through basically you know, one series of pedals, and I don't have to worry about switching them back and forth and that. So we'll have to start working on pulling this apart. So let's start off. I need to get the one spot out of here because I'm going to use it. So maybe I'll use that. Grab my drill here and work on this. This room that I'm in right now is a 12 by 15 room, so it's quite a bit bigger than the one that you have normally seen me and Dwayne play in. And of course, unfortunately, Dwayne won't be with us anymore because he's still back in Vernon, which is, you know, 900 kilometers away from here. But Dwayne and I keep in contact, so we're talking to each other every once in a while. Okay, foot. I'm wondering if I could cannibalize maybe some of this and reuse other parts later on. Got to take off this entire back piece in order to gain access to the power bar back here and pull up one spot.
different sizes and bits. My wife is out looking at doing some window shopping, so I said if she goes by any of the like Home Depots and stuff, sometimes they have scrap lumber that you can pick up for free. And I told her I needed a piece of plywood, if she can find one piece, bring it to me. Kind of gave her an idea of the size that I'm looking for, because you know, even though you know, I could use all the plywood off of this and totally cannibalize this and use it to build a smaller board. I don't want to get rid of this. I want to keep this for later on when I decide on going back to playing guitar and stuff. And I like to go back to it eventually. But for right now, I don't need a looper, I don't need all these extra pedals, and I don't need to be lugging around a big unit like this anymore, because it's just too much to take around. Not gonna need it. All right, so here we go. Pull this out. We have that. Yeah, I guess I could use something like this for a pedal board, but right now, let's plan. It's my one spot, and I had because one of my pedals drew a little bit more power, and I wanted to make sure it was adequately powered. I went ahead and gave it its own separate 9-volt. Do that. Alright, this one, I don't need that. I'll put this away for another day. You got a bunch of stuff connected together here. With zip ties, I got lots of zip ties. Zip ties are necessary for making pedal boards and keeping all your wires together without getting too chaotic. May as well snip all of these. Alright, so we have here a one spot. Disconnect that. Alright, so one spot is a handy unit that you can connect a whole lot of these pedals to. Alright, it's just up. It's also connected to a whole lot of them as well. Alright. So all of these can be disconnected. All power to everything here, and here. Here. And that is it. I'll shove these into here. Looks like I had a spider in here too. Nice. A lot of spiders. Next pedal board I make is definitely going to be smaller and no spiders. It'll be spider proof. Alright, so here we go. We have basically one of the multi-connections here. You can connect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pedals with this one. And this one here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe it's 8 pedals you can connect to this one. If I sound like I'm just breathing a little heavy or exhausted sounding, I'm on new blood pressure medication. Just started today, and I'm not used to the medicine, so my body's got to get used to it. So if I'm sounding a little out of breath, and that's why it is. All right, now I want to pull off this pedal. Now I can start it with a knife, and grab some blades here. That one. Okay. My yours is being floor layer. These black blades are the best blades you can get. They last forever. You get the yellow ones in the yellow package, and they don't last as long. So these ones seem to be a lot stronger. Oh yeah, another thing about these blades, you'll notice these blades here. I'll pull this one out. Yeah, there's a little bit of moisture in here, but you see this this piece of paper in here? It has oil on it, and it's saving these blades. And you can see that there's a bit of moisture on these blades on the edge here. That oil paper is saving these blades from rusting. So keep that in mind, that don't ever remove that piece of paper, because your blades will begin to rust. So even though they've been closed up all this time, moisture still gets into them. So be aware. Don't pull out that piece of paper with the oil on it. Okay, give this a little slice, and you can see you don't really need much to keep that. You've seen how well that held on before. You don't need much to put a pedal on there and keep it on. You can take this and slice it off like so. Alright, that is thrown into the garbage. I'm going to be using this as well. These holes. Use a little bit more silicone on to make sure it's on there good. Easy, peel her off, and there we go. My super coarse. See, we got some silicone here that we can take off. We need once again a longer blade. But working at it like this, you can get it off. It comes off. Like so. Now, the residue that you have on here. You can also use this stuff. It's called Contractor Orange. Very good product. It's stuff we use. We spray it onto like bathtubs and toilets to get rid of the silicone off of them. And you let that stay on the silicone. You spray it on. 15 minutes later, you can pretty much wipe the silicone right off. So if I wanted to, I could spray this and then 15 minutes later just wipe off the, well, it'll be like melted silicone. So wipe it off with some paper towel and away you go. You can get that at the hardware store. Works awesome. Ed Dana was saying that these would never hold. I guarantee you they will hold. So it takes a little bit to force them off, but they're not that bad. You see, I'm not huffing and puffing and battling away at trying to peel these off. They come off, but they, like I say, they're not gonna fall off. It's gonna take a bit of doing to peel them off. A little Armstrong twist, and that one comes off. Pull that off later. I want this unit here. So, and this is connected to this one right here. That's what that is for. It's the expression pedal extension on that. Now, do I need to cut to get it going? Probably not, but there's a good screwdriver, and off it comes. There you go. It even still has the sticker stuck on the back there. So, it's my memory boy. Want that. And I want this thing. That's the other one. This one will be a little... this is a plastic encasing on this Roland EV5 pedal. You can still get EV5s. They may feel like they're kind of flimsy when you first see them and feel them. Like holding them in your hands, you might think, this probably lasts me a couple of years. Well, I can tell you experience, these ones are from the 90s, and I've had them since the 90s, and even though I had put them away for a while, you know, plastic deteriorates as the years go on, gets more brittle as it gets older, but this thing is still great. It still works. No problems with it. So, I mean, even the grease inside was still good. I had no problems with it. Let's stick here and to the other side. All right, so that is it. What I want to keep out of that. Pull out the power right here, and there we go. Okay. Now, my setup will be like that. Tuner, super chorus, memory boy, and we need this US stream. This came from Santa Swamp Ash. I believe it's PXN America. He sent this to me for Christmas. And thanks again, bro. Shane, awesome. I love this pedal. This pedal works really good with the bass. It just makes it sound really creamy, and I mean, I don't use much distortion on it at all, and well, I just give it a touch just to give it that little bit of a aggressive boost to it, and it works fine. I've tried using my other distortion pedals with my bass. No, it's just too gritty and too just makes the bass sound a little too clangy. Where this has a really good, it just gives it a nice contour to the sound. Gives it aggression and contour, and I've had the guys love it. It just gives that bass just the right enough edge to it. So it's yeah, it's a great pedal. I love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, so now I have to kind of figure out how I want to approach this new pedal board, because I'll have to make it work here. So, yeah, you get a lot of lead off of this one spot. That's nice, and I'll only have to use, let's see, if I use this one, that's a lot of, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I only need 5, so I mean, that'll work. 3 left over. The other one I have one, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one will actually work plugging in them all perfectly. So this one would be, this is the in on here. These ones actually have an in and an out on them, so which is cool. You know, that there, this to here, but I don't need to use them for in and out. It's actually, I'm going to go this to here, this to this, be kind of that way, to this, to here, and to here, and this goes battery. I don't think these actually have a battery in them, or if they don't have a, you open them up and they won't have the battery. You have to actually, you know, have them plugged in. All right. Let's see if I have these go around. I gave a lot of these away to my buddy Dwayne because he needed some, and I had quite a few extras. This to the output, and this to this. So there you go. They all turn on. That one will turn on once I plug in a cord into it, of course. There we go. Like this. Look at that, we have enough of these crazy cables to do this. Alright, so I gotta kind of figure out how I'm going to arrange this. This, of course, will go in here. This modulates the speed of the delay. So I usually have this up for a really tight, really tight delay to where you can barely hear it, and then further down is the wider delay to the point where, if I'm going dong, 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 that you'll hear it doing that, where this would be like a kind of thing. So yeah, it widens my sound and works really well. So that'll be the layout for my new pedal board. Let the tape measure, figure out how big of a board I'm going to need. 23, 24 inches by 11, 24 by 11. So yeah, that would be basically about it. 24 by 11 inch board. And yeah, so there you go. A little bit of fun tearing apart that board and starting a new one. So hey guys, everybody, hope you're all doing well, and don't beat up on each other too hard. I mean, there's a lot of crazy, messy stuff going on in the guitar community now, but try to be friends with everybody, because everybody has feelings, and don't beat up on each other too hard. I just hope everybody just gets along and stays friends. So you guys take care, be nice to each other. You only live once, so see you guys next time. We'll get this put together. Hopefully the wife will find me a piece of wood that I can work with, and then I'll paint that up and get that going, and see how well we can put together a real simple and lightweight pedal board for my bass setup. Oh, and before I go, some of you haven't seen the bass that I'm using now. Let's pull her out. Alright, it's a Fender. There you go. A nice kind of a burst on it. This is a Precision Light. It's from 1993, 94. There's not very many of these around anymore. These were made in Japan. It's actually a really light bass for the size of it.
It's got our, yeah, it's really light. Like it says, it's a light. There we go, levy strap. Nice, big, thick leather strap. I like these levy straps, made in Canada. Awesome workmanship on these things. This is really nice and spongy. It's a really nice padded strap. I like them. I have a couple of them. And of course, you know, locking locks. Well, I should have maybe put the gold ones on here, but yeah, I have gold ones and black ones, so I figured, well, the gold on the strap lock here, that'll be fine. I'm thinking of getting gold strings on this, but they're pretty pricey. So, but you know, I'll see, maybe later on I'll put gold ones on when I start making some bucks here in this new town. All right, you guys take care.